After. And welcome back here on Saturday night to Darwin Football Stadium at Larrakia Park. My name's John Dean and I'm joined by my co-host tonight, Morris Dorigo. Welcome, Morris.
How you going, mate?
Not too bad. Sorry, he's out of breath, as am I.
Yeah.
We've both just come from the reserve grade game straight up on the up the steps here, so we're a little bit out of breath, so apologies in advance for that, but we've got a fantastic game for you this evening, a very special game on the Darwin Men's Premier League calendar for Donate Life Week. It's the Theodore Casares Cup. It's the third edition of the Cup. It played every year between the Azzurri Football Club and the Hellenic Football Club, and a bit of history in terms of that. Theo Casares is the father of John Casares, who's the president of Azzurri, and his old man played a long time for Hellenic, played for Olympic a little bit as well, but then he received a kidney transplant, which gave him many more years of life that he was able to spend with his family and with the football family here. And so John's, I guess, legacy is to get that out there and raise awareness about donating organs. And so for tonight, for the third time, we honour that with the Theodore Casares Cup. And traditional powerhouses here. We've got a tasty clash anyway. Mindle have gone back on top tonight with their victory earlier this afternoon over Port Darwin, but Hellenic will be out to keep pace with that. And then Azzurri have a couple of games, one now and one midweek, with the opportunity to join that top three and escape the bottom two in Port Darwin and Darwin Hearts, Morris. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yep. Look, I guess we just got to have a look at it. Should be a thriller.
Yep.
Last time they met, obviously Hellenic won 4-1, so they want to try and redeem and get back on top of things. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and in some team news, we'll bring you the full team sheets when we kick off, but I can tell you that Joel Powell is back into the Hellenic side after missing a few weeks with some third-degree burns from a camping incident. Probably the less said about that, the better. And unfortunately, Ross Sunyas won't be lining up for Azzurri. I believe he may be gone for the season, Morris, with a lateral collateral ligament injury. So speedy recovery there, Ross, and we hope to see you back on the park soon.
Good luck, Ross.
Yeah, so, mate, speedy recovery, Ross. We'll see you back shortly. We'll leave it there. Go to a holding graphic and we'll be back with the introduction to the Theodore Casares Cup for Donate Life. Check, check, check. Thank you very much. That was a moment's silence there for a remembrance of those who, in losing their life, gave the gift of life to someone else. And welcome back here to Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park. We'd like to pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging for this Larrakia land on which we play football tonight, and we're here for this round 10 Men's Premier League clash between University Azzurri and Hellenic. And for those keen observers of the Men's Premier League, you'll realise that neither team is in their traditional kits tonight. We're here for the Donate Life Week, and the week actually ends tomorrow, which started last weekend, for the Theodore Casares Memorial Cup. It's the third edition of the Cup, played every year between University Azzurri and Hellenic Athletic Football Clubs. So we've got University Azzurri in the pink or magenta strip with the Donate Life logo and the white socks running left to right in the first half here. And then we've got Hellenic in there, we'll call it light blue or grey strip. My eyes are probably deceiving me, with the dark blue, sort of a Melbourne Victory look to it with the light blue traditional socks. So my name's John Dean. I'm joined by Morris Dorigo. And what do you see here, Morris, before they kick off?
Look, it's a very pretty strip from Azzurri, but hopefully they can play just as good as the strip looks. So there's a bit of... I just think if they can play the midfield well, like they did against Casuarina, they might stand a chance, because Hellenic's been in form, haven't they? Really?
They absolutely have, and it's there's a few big ins tonight for Hellenic, and we'll start at the back with probably the biggest one. We see Kane McAdam, the former Olympic keeper, making his debut for Mindle tonight, so he's moved across to the blue and white half. He's a massive addition to that side. They've obviously had Theodore Akropoulos in goals, but he comes in on the back of some representative form for both the NT Indigenous side and then also part of the NT Knights squad. So he should be massive between the sticks for them. Then going across the back line, I mentioned in the pre-game, Morris, they've got Joel Powell in 16 tonight, back into centre half, pairing up again with the other addition from Olympic that came across in the off-season, Alex Turner. Massive in for them, those two. But as you say, they've been in fantastic form. So I'll run through the team sheet very, very quickly for you. We've got Warren Barry in 23 and captain for Hellenic. And I'll stop there because Azzurri's on the break early. A great ball forward, and opportunity doesn't quite fall to McGrath. He has a second look, puts it in and just couldn't find a head. But fantastic intent there, Morris,
what a good
in the
start.
first 30 seconds, and McAdam sees that one out for a goal kick. So we'll go back through to the team sheets again. Simon Bell up top in 17, and then we've got Sulav Maski in 10. As I mentioned before, McAdam in goals. Matthew McNabb is in 11. Kenneth Nahn in 2 will be holding that midfield. Joseph Niembo is partnering in the midfield in 24. Joel Powell in 16. James Rushton Woods in the left-back position in 6. Alex Turner in 8. And Stelinos Vrontos in the number 13 jersey. Good ball forward there to Barry, who's steaming forward down the right-hand channel. Tries to cut it back inside to McNabb, who's getting physical early with his opposite number there at the back. And then running through these beautiful magenta strips, and congratulations to all involved in the Casares family and FNT for these magenta strips tonight. Number 4 for Azzurri, we've got Enwa Ababor. 10 is Tika Ajike, and he's at the back again tonight. RB Amos is in 6, Alvin Dingle in 5, Dean Edwards is in 2, Kelvin Mapandire is in 11, Edwin McGrath is in 9, Larry Niakuri is in 16, Uche Aquara as the ball swings in and is punched away by Ange Theodorakopoulos in goals as Sulav Maski lashes a shot over for a goal kick. And Nathaniel Paredes is captain wearing number 8 tonight. So, both sides opening flurry in the first 2 minutes, Morris. It looks like it's going to be an entertaining game.
I think so. I mean, look, when these two clash, they go for it because, they just want to get on top of each other. It's probably the Greek blood the influence in there and a bit of Italian blood. But, yeah, it is going to be a really competitive game.
So the ball's forward, won by Aquare. Plenty of time for Turner at the back, and he'll play McAdam in to get him a nice touch on the ball early. And Rushton Woods looks to split and give the option. Back to Turner. He'll find Muskie in the right-hand channel. Now he looks for a raking ball to Simon Bell, who is onside. I thought he timed his run perfectly there. He's couldn't get it under control, Morris.
He did.
So Bell leading the line again for tonight for Hellenic, and that had to be a 40-metre ball from Turner. You know he's got that in the locker, but very early to be going that route one ball, obviously changing it up, happy to play direct. The ball's forward by Rushton Woods, 30 metres to Bell, who's in a competition there with his centre half. It'll be on him all night tonight, ball to Muskie. Back to Bell, is out for a Hellenic throw. So Simon Bell still, as we head into this round 10 clash, the 11th game for Azzurri, though. They've already played their midweek game. Azzurri have theirs to come this week against Casuarina. Still leading the Golden Boot race on 11, but he was joined last night by Casemiro from Casuarina, also on 11. And then none added for Ludvigsen today against Port Darwin, but Charles Ariku did get 2, which moves him up the charts to 7 as well. So Bell will be looking to move himself clear tonight, trying to be the first one to get towards that 15 mark as he's stuck on 11 with nothing to add to his tally last week. Ball from Muskie into that man Bell now. Couldn't find none. He's been ever present there at the back. McGrath looks to play it early. They look like they're playing 2 6s tonight. 2 holding midfielders, Hellenic, which is unusual. They've tended to play the 1 holding midfielder and then 2 men forward. But Jeffrey Niembo, certainly the number 24, appears to be playing deeper with Kenneth Nunn and just the 1 in Warren Barry playing up higher. So a bit of a tactical change, Morris.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're just being a bit, they're just trying to see what Azzurri's going to throw at them first and change it up a bit, I'd say second half, see how it goes.
Yeah, not a bad tactic. You sometimes see that in cup games where you'll play the 2 holders to start and then feel your way through, get through that opening softening up period as it is, and then push one forward and then perhaps even push a second one forward from the midfield into the forward line of 2 up top. So
most definitely, mate. Yep.
Woods with some strong defending there, and the ball's now with Dean Edwards. Finds a ball to McGrath, cheeky backheel back to Edwards, and McGrath again. Couldn't quite beat his man, but Edwards is there to clean it up. They've had some nice interchange already, those two. Can he keep this in? Yes, he has. Back stick post, but it's gone out harmlessly for a goal kick. Nice little play down this right-hand channel between those two, Edwards and McGrath.
Yeah, look, they actually communicate quite well. They started doing that in the last game, and unfortunately, it was a 1-1 against Casuarina. I think if they start getting that touch right, they'll cause some bit of an upset down that flank.
And I miscalled before. Tigger Ajike was only back defending a corner. He is leading the line tonight. Okay. He's been back and forward in this lineup, depending on who's there and who's out with injury. So it'll be Mapandiri at the back with Alvin Dingle and Ajike leading the line, and he brings that physical presence, doesn't he? That hold-up play.
Yeah, he definitely does, JD.
Speaking of physical, that's Simon Bell all over Mapandiri there. That'll be a tussle that goes all night, and Mapandiri just says no nonsense out for a goal kick.
That's what Bell does, doesn't he? He goes in there and he fights for the ball, mate. He's hard to defend against.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we don't have to worry about COVID-19 in the territory, because there'll be no social distancing anywhere near Simon Bell when he's on the ball, is there? It's a long throw, comes in from Brontos to Barry, back stick. Oh, unfortunately, Matthew McNabb just could not get there. He's got a long throw,
yeah,
Brontos.
That was. I just think Angela's caught in no man's land there. It was just, I don't know, he just let it go past him. So,
Look, and call me a sucker for romance here, but I would have loved to have seen Nick Theodorakopoulos still in goals for one more week for Hellenic up against Ange tonight.
200.
That would have been lovely to see the brothers go at it from the opposite side of the field.
Fantastic,
but McAdam's a quality keeper. And the ball's fell in the midfield there. The lines person here, AR1, has called for a foul in the referee. Referee Ryan hasn't seen it. I'm not sure it will be coming back. I don't think it was a yellow card, but it was a late tackle there as Powell switches it to Woods. Great vision. Woods, not quite to turn his feet, and the GK's here. McAdams had to come. Calm stuff in the end. Turner again with that 35, 40-metre ball over the top to Warren Barry, who's in a much more advanced position than we usually see him at this stage of a game. Ball forward again and harmlessly out for a corner. McNabb last week was his first game for the side. He came on that left. With the team, he was making good runs and they weren't finding. You expect now, with the full week's turnaround, that they're going to utilise his pace and his ability on the ball much better here, Azzurri.
There'll be a bit more
Hellenic. Corner in.
Ooh.
And there's that man I'm talking about, the 11. Flicked on with the header. Yeah, just couldn't get it on target.
I agree, mate. They should be now getting the feel of each other and they understand a bit more about each other. And, yeah, I agree with you, JD. That's going to be a bit different today.
Hellenic.
Good start for tonight's match.
And there's that man I'm talking about, the 11. Flicked on with the header. Yeah, just couldn't get it on target.
I agree, mate. They should be now getting the feel of each other and they understand a bit more about each other for tonight's match.
So as Theodorakopoulos lumbers back to take this goal kick, we'll take an opportunity to thank our sponsors, Hyundai, long-time partners of football in this beautiful Northcrest scoreboard here, Steel Line and NTF Construction Supplies. So Theodorakopoulos in the yellow strip, he's got a big boot on him, and this will see all of 55 on the fly. And Vontos wins the header to Maskey. Right hand, the near side channel here. Good 1-2 to Abbabor. 2 on him. Abbabor looks down the channel, ball again to McGrath. McGrath, comfortable play back to Dingle. Plays it into an area and a GK. Just good strong work from both of them at the back. Powell, well done. Fancy step over. McNabb with the ball. That's why I'll stick to commentating and not refereeing, Morris.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, look, I was looking at, then I saw the flag looking to the right. There was a head in the way of the crowd, so I didn't see the flag. So apologies there, JD.
No, and big crowd in tonight too. It's a great crowd in for this Theodore Casares Memorial Cup. We must be getting close to our 500 limit that we can have, but great pressing here. I'll stop as Abbabor's... Sorry, no, Abbabor. My apologies. Mapindiri. Arbi Amosa went forward. It's hard to see these numbers. They're fantastic strips, but it's very hard to pick the numbers out.
It is.
Sorry, Arbi.
He'll forgive you, mate. He'll forgive you. I'm sure he will. I've just wondered with the refereeing, Ryan, he's pretty experienced. I just thought he'd look over at Tim with the late challenge earlier on, and I just wonder if there are going to be a few conversations going to have out in the change rooms at half time.
As this corner is swung in here from the near side, good areas. Rose well there. That was a Quarry that rose well. No, that's not a handball. Despite the shout, ball's broken for McNabb. If they can find Maskey on the opposite side of the pitch, he's in acres of space. Bell needs to stay out of it because Maskey's onside. Maskey's onside, and Barry's screaming in now at the left-hand post here. Can he measure out a cross? No, good intervention from Azzurri. Bell needed to stop his run a little bit quicker because he made the referee make a decision there as he contests there. But Maskey was so far onside it wasn't funny, and he knew it too.
And that's when you keep playing the whistle, isn't it, JD? That's a lesson we teach the young ones. You just play the whistle.
Well done to the Azzurri back four because they did play the whistle. They continued back. Other sides may have stopped, and Maskey would have found himself in plenty of space. As it's played out now through the Azzurri back line. Ball to McGrath again. Paredes couldn't quite win the challenge. McNabb turns on it again. They're giving him plenty of space for such a talented player as he plays back to Powell. So that man Powell's had a few weeks out after, as I said, a camping incident where he sustained some burns. But the last game he did play, he got moved out of his preferred centre-half position and into the fullback role where he actually played a blinder, Morris. So much so that he was asking to be called Cafu. But he had better wheels and a bigger engine than I thought he had, and I've worked with him in the representative arena, so interesting to see him back in the centre-half tonight, whether that's just because he's lacking a bit of fitness after a few weeks off, or if it's a tactical thing with Ruston Woods going back to left back. But welcome back, Joel Powell, all the same. As Turner plays it out to Vrontos, taking that right-back position that's been vacated tonight by Munya Rapparangunda. Ball forward to his own advantage, but he won't quite win the foot race as Mapindiri gets there first. Barry's got it now, has time to measure the cross. Doesn't beat the first man. Should do better there, Warren Barry, a man of his talent.
Definitely. I would have lifted it, but you'd think you'd lift the ball up. Yep.
As it falls to Ajike. Nobody in front of him. Aquare, though, great run, and he's onside. It's a foot race. Powell's got him for pace and just for strength as well, but that's going to be a great battle all night. And Uche's told me last week that he prefers to be called Chris, so I'll stick to calling him Chris Aquare.
Yeah, look, I call him Chris, so I was actually looking for Chris on the team sheet, so yeah, we'll call him Chris.
Yep, we'll call him Chris. That's fair enough by me. I'm getting plenty of feedback from the players, which is always good to receive. So Barry coming a bit deep to get the ball there off Frontos as we're 12 minutes in here. McNabb had time to turn there but didn't get a shout, but Jeffrey Niembo hasn't given up on the play and he'll chase this one down. James Ruston Woods needs to get in the back post here because Simon Bell's the only one in the box. Maskey on the ball. Measures across. That's a better cross, but still couldn't beat the Azzurri man. Ball played out through Ababor. Finds Aquara. Looks to find a pass. Strong work there on Kenneth Ngan to Ajike, who's onside. Aquara follows his run. Tried to get in between the defenders, but that's asking a little bit too much, and McAbin claims comfortably. So it's been a very fast, nearly 14 minutes. We're in the 14th minute here, Morris.
Yeah,
what are you seeing from the two sides at the moment that you're liking?
Mate, look, they're opening up. They're playing the flanks quite well. It's a midfield battle tonight, as you can see. And like I said, I think they're matching each other. And it's just, I think it's going to be a closer game than what I originally thought. But yeah, look, a good start. And I would say they're knocking the ball and basically playing those early ones. They're not holding on to it too much. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly it was from a Hellenic perspective, a more open start than I expected. And it appears now that Alex Turner's had his licence taken off him for those raking 40-metre balls. This is sort of more what you expect from Hellenic. They're happy to pass the ball around the back, very confident in holding possession in their own half. They'll almost pass you to death until they find an opening they like.
Definitely.
And then they're clinical with those quality balls in from the likes of Ngan and Barry.
Yep.
Obviously a few players out like Pinto, but they've got such depth. It's almost an embarrassment of riches with some of their midfielders. That's more the game plan, and they seem now after that opening flurry to drop back into that here as they've just walked possession up the field with a string of 25, 30 passes. But Azzurri came out, obviously, with that opportunity in the first minute, and they've continued. Really up for it. Belies their sort of position on the ladder. In fourth currently, but certainly a gap has opened up at this point between the top three in Hellenic and Mindel and then Casuarina. And then Azzurri have the opportunity in these next couple of games to either close that and make it a top four or fall back to Port Darwin and Darwin Hearts and have a top three, bottom three situation. So I know which one they'll be keen on.
Yeah, mate, it's an interesting league, isn't it, when you think of it? Everyone watching around Asia and Australia and wherever you're watching this, it is a very tight competition and anything can happen.
Flick on from Bell. McNabb. Gee, I thought that was going to be in the back of the net. He probably had more time than he realised. He lashed at it there with the right foot. I think he's actually a left footer, but I'm sure he's quality on both. But that was a real opportunity there. Lovely flick onto him as he's on the ball now. He plays it. Thought he was going to play it back to Ruston Woods, but he's turned himself out of trouble. Beaten two there. Doesn't get the foul. Does get the foul.
He got it.
So Ruston Woods here finds a piece of grass that he's happy to take this free kick from. About 35 out here. It'll be a right-footed in-swinging corner, looking for a head. Oh, great ball in. Barry just couldn't quite get the purchase on it to flick it on, and Theodore Akopoulos claims there at the back for Azzurri. Good claim in the middle there as Niembo gets on the ball, plays Maskey. Maskey outside of the right boot across to Ruston Woods in plenty of space here. He'll be looking at the back post for Simon Bell. Couldn't quite pick him out. Only got the ball through as far as Mapindiri. Balled forward in the channel there from Edwards, and that'll go out for an Olympic throw. No, sorry, Olympic. Hellenic. Oh. Gee, I'll get shot saying that. No, apologies. No. Hellenic throw. Strong bodywork from McNabb. Couldn't beat Amosa, though, who's played the ball out here through Dingle. And that's a goal kick.
We've been having some really cold evenings, haven't we, JD? Like, I think last night was 18 or 17 from memory.
23, but with that wind, it felt like 18. So it was like, 3 winters come at once. I had John Tambouris here in a jumper. I had, as there's a loudspeaker in the background, I'm sure you can hear through the FX mics. I had long pants on, but I'm not sure if it's the game that we just came from on the reserves pitch or if it's generally just not that cold tonight, as that's a ball from a GK forward through, and there's an opportunity, and it's ruined by the offside flag.
There we go.
That's disappointing as a coach, that one, because he had so much time to look across the line there, McGrath. He probably should have stayed on side. No real excuse there.
And I'd say, look, JD, there's a lot of things when Azzurri have had games like this, and that was well cut off. But they've had games like this, and they squander chances like that because they're not timing that run, and that's where they've been very weak, is in their attack.
Back post here from Maskey. McNabb squares it up. That was classy. Simon Bell's appealing for a handball, but I'm pretty sure it came off his hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
How honest is he?
Well done by Paredes. Couldn't keep it in.
I love that one.
Yeah. Look, I believe that Simon Bell used to play for Azzurri as well as
he did,
as well as Darwin Rovers back in the day. So maybe he's forgotten which who he's playing for in these different strips tonight. But that was most definitely a Simon Bell handball.
That's a classic, JD. That's a classic.
Again here, Paredes on the ball, turns it well to Abbabor, finds Edwards. Ball forward, a GK athletic, but just couldn't bring it down to his advantage, and Powell's there to clean up. He'll play McAdam. Assured stuff, McAdam first time, up and under into midfield. This is Barry rising against a GK. Aquare, I think he's offside, coming back. No, says the linesman.
He hasn't picked it, no.
No. I thought he was lazy, but give him the credit, He wasn't. But it's opened up here, and they've got to get back here because Justin Woods is in acres of space to measure a ball across for Simon Bell, or he could go across to Maskey. He's tried the ladder, and it's cut out by Paredes. Good strong header, though. 3 Azzurri shirts there. They're just winning those second balls at the moment.
I didn't see that.
No, I'm pretty confident. Paredes is going to get a card here for the silly stopping of the ball, but he must have said leave it or mine.
Yeah,
I believe that's what that's been called for, but unnecessary, because I was just saying they've had 3 players there to those second balls. Their intensity's there, the effort's there.
Is.
There's little 1%ers that you talk about.
Yep.
Azzurri's up for this. It's good.
Look, and like I said, all they have to do is just play football, mate. And just be a bit more control their actions, and then keep the mouth closed, because this Ryan will pick it up.
So again from Rushton Woods. Back post this time to the target man, Bell. And Naan plays it to Turner. Turner now out to Maskey. I said he's had his licence taken off him for those forward balls, but he hasn't for the side balls, Cooley Morris.
He's allowed.
So Aquara with the ball. Tried to play a ball that wasn't really on between 2 defenders, but he's followed up, and that's what I'm talking about with those efforts. Yes. He's followed up his mistake there, done fantastically, and nearly won it back in the midfield, and now Abbabor has won it back. So ball forward here from Edwards. He's just not on a wavelength there with the GK, unfortunately, but that was a really promising run forward. Powell has tried the 50-metre speculator, and it's worked for him.
Yep.
McNabb cuts inside onto the right foot. Goes back to Jeffrey Niembo. Niembo with the chip over for Bell. Bell uses good bodywork there, but he's out-muscled with pushed off. It's probably a little foul there against Simon Bell, but not seen by the referee or the assistant on the other side, and it'll be an Azzurri throw with Bell takes. Surprised he gets his arm over his head with his biceps that big.
Yep.
And Theodore Akopoulos with the punch, well done. A lot of play down this near side, the grandstand side here at Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park. And Paredes gets it back through the middle to Abbabor. Opens up to Aquare. Brilliantly done from Azzurri to get that ball out there. And you just got to attack here. Ball to a GK, finds feet. Probably need to be in front of him, that one. And Powell, Northern Knights teammate, shows him what for and drops him for his trouble. So Rushton Woods to Turner. Keep it's the call, recycle it. That's come from up the top there from McNabb, and John Francis, the Hellenic coach, will be loving that because that's his style of play. He loves to have a heavy percentage waiting for his teams. Turner plays forward, splits the lines to McNabb. He looks to turn inside. Barry was steaming forward on that other side. He just couldn't open him up, and he's got a little knock here. He'll run out. Ball forward to Paredes. He's got options left and options right. Decides to carry it a little further. Finds a GK. A GK tuts inside, and a tackle from behind there by Kenneth Nahn. All ball, says the referee. Good, strong stuff here. This is big boy football.
Definitely. Very good tackle.
Niembo doing well. Ball forward. Bell's onside, but he won't be quick enough to get there. Jeffrey Niembo doing well. John Francis and this Hellenic side have had, I guess, a very experienced, and they've only really used 12 or 13 players, unlike some of the sides using up to 30 players, 35 players in the Premier Division this year. And Jeffrey Niembo is a younger player. He's picked in that NT Under-23 select side. He's one of the few young players that's come in, and he's not only done a job, but he's held his spot. So credit the young boy. He's coming in there with his much more illustrious peers and saying, no, play me, I'm your man. So well done, Jeffrey. Keep it going, mate.
Yep.
As Barry tries to measure it with the outside of the boot to Bell, who's straight at an offside position there. So we've gone halfway through the first half here. It's gone quick tonight, Morris.
It has. I mean, I looked up and I said, wow, it's 23 minutes into the half. Yeah, and I guess it's just, it's been electric. It's been non-stop end-to-end. So I'd say that's why time's flying, JD.
So ball's back with Theodorakopoulos. He goes with the release out to this near side. Just dropped it a little bit short there, unfortunately. And Dean Edwards couldn't pick it up. So Rushton Woods will take the throw. Calmly back. Options to Kenneth Nahn. Couldn't control it the first time of asking, but Woods falls to his advantage. Barry, lovely, tries the flick, couldn't get it, and Dingle will clean up. No nonsense stuff there from Alvin Dingle. He puts it out for a throw, and the ball's back into Bell. You can't go down that softly when you're that big, Morris. Simon Bell, unfortunately. He's got the free kick, but shouldn't have got it for the dive.
No, mate, look, you've got to try everything. That's his position. The coach would have told him, mate, you've got to get some goals, and it takes whatever it takes. You're gonna give it a try, aren't you?
Yep, and you'll be looking to get one here early. For those that are familiar with the Premier League, he had an opportunity very late in injury time last week against Port Darwin from the penalty spot to take the 3 points for Hellenic. He had that saved by his own high standards. It was a fairly meek attempt. So he has been flying very high on confidence, but a goal early here, and you fancy that he'll probably get a couple.
Definitely.
So it's Maskey over the ball. He's shooting. That's on target, and it's... I thought that was in.
I thought so too.
It mustn't have missed by much more, as I genuinely thought that was in. But that's what Sulev Maskey can do.
We'll see that on the replay, mate. We'll see that. Yeah, it was very close, mate. Yeah. Like you said earlier, John Francis has a complete unit, a really good team that, starting 11 has been consistent, and that makes all the for better play of football. And Ryan's seen something here.
Yeah, he's seen some hands in the back. It's a difficult one because there's always some tussling as those balls come up from those long goal kicks and long free kicks. But he's seen something that was a little bit too much there, and Azzurri free kick that Paredes will take from about 10 metres into his attacking half. Needs some more targets getting forward here. We've only got 3 forward for Azzurri.
Yeah, and this is where the coach has been saying with Michael Roditas is you've got to move in there and get into the into the areas of space where we can have a shot at goal.
So Paredes chips it forward. GK's the target. He gets there but couldn't get any power on it, and McAdam claims. So I know Delembo's out for a couple of weeks, their skipper, with an injury. We talked before in the pre-game about Rossi Sunyas,
yes.
Being out for probably the season.
Yes.
Is Roditas injured, or is he on his honeymoon?
I think he's in his honeymoon, but he didn't want to tell anyone. He was just trying to keep it hush-hush and saying...
Well, in the call last week we said he was at his wedding, so I'm just putting 2 and 2 together, but sometimes it doesn't make 4. I'm just asking the question.
They'll call me loose lips if I tell you, mate.
So we thought there was a little bit of an injury there, but nothing too much to worry about. And very sportingly, I think we'll see Hellenic throw this one back to Azzurri. Usually gets a round of applause, but that was all quiet there, Mox.
I'm glad you led the way, mate.
So ball forward, route one from Theodorakopoulos. Well won out by Powell, forward to Naan. That was Larry Niakuri, unconventional touch, ball forward to Ajike. And I think that will head out for an Azzurri throw.
Yep.
So I was saying Niakuri wasn't a convincing touch, but he won it all the same and got the ball forward to start what ended up being a fairly promising attack.
It is, like I said, it's in that last, the finishing part where the last ball should be a bit more direct.
And Bell's come forward to control that, played it back to Naan, who's tried to go over the top there for Barry, who was streaking forward. It's just a midfield bit of ping pong here as Paredes comes off worse for wear. Maskey with it. I think that might have been a little handball there. Yep. So does the spectator next to me with the loudspeaker, but not seen by the referee. McAdam has just raked that one with his right foot. It's a dangerous area to be doing that with Azzurri coming forward now. So McGrath stands upwards, tries to play it back to Edwards. An air swing from Barry to Ababor. Good. Oh, brought down at the edge of the area there, Paredes. Dangerous tackle. Referee said play on, and the crowd has gone wild. What did you think, Morris?
Mate, that's definitely something. You know, I would, as a referee, and I don't want to put Ryan down, I would have made a call, and maybe there's something there, but yeah.
So to be clear, it wasn't in the box. We're not calling for a
outside
penalty,
the box, but
outside the box, but definitely looks like an
yes.
infringement. As McNabb has the ball now at the other end, and he's tried to play through, and well won a corner there for Hellenic. So end to end, just like that. As Woods swings in the corner, back stick, just didn't make it to Joel Powell. Anybody's ball now. Bell should win this. Muscles his way round, but he's met by three. Somehow gets it to his own advantage, puts it onto his left foot and just couldn't get a shot away. Great work from Simon Bell there with the attention of three and then a fourth, and still somehow managed to come out with the ball.
Mate, that's what he does every game. He's just got power. He doesn't give up, and that's what you want out from your forwards.
Yeah. Ball forward by that same combination again. Edwards and McGrath. I feel like I've been saying it all night.
You have, actually. You have. You've said it.
McAdam switches the point of the attack now to Vrontos. He comes back to Powell. Ball forward to Barry. Back to Maskey. Drops the shoulder. Lovely left foot cross in. Jeez, he's good on both feet, isn't he?
Yes, he's brilliant.
Paredes is strong again, but doesn't win there. All action. I think that may have been a foul.
That was a foul.
There was a couple of tasty challenges in there, but Paredes needs to be careful because he's on a yellow from down here before when he stepped on the free kick to stop a quick one.
Yeah.
So he's walking the tightrope with challenges like that with 60 minutes left in the game.
Definitely, JD. And I think what happens now, Ryan is going to start looking at these things and start calling every little thing. So they've got to be careful.
Yeah, and let's hope he doesn't because the game's been flowing nicely. It's had a high energy to it. It's, as I said, I think I said in the call before, big boy football. There's been some good challenges, but they've generally speaking been fair challenges.
Definitely.
As Ruston Woods here curls this one in, back post. Powell was the target, but just couldn't rise.
Yep. Look, Jay. You look at what they've been doing, and that nice little lob over there. The important thing is the Azzurri defence is actually sticking with the attackers, and they're not holding off and letting them do their own or playing their own game, and not giving them too much space. And this is what this is going to be. This game's going to be like tonight.
Look, and I know they opened really well, but the longer this game goes on, the more belief Azzurri are going to get. You have to field.
Definitely. But you know, Hellenic wants this game now because last year they won this charity game, if you like, and they want the cup. They want the trophy.
Yeah, too strong there on a GK by Turner, and the Azzurri fans are going wild to our right here, Morris. I made mention in the call on Tuesday night with John Tambouris that I feel that Darwin Hearts and Mindel Aces have really set the benchmark this year in terms of the crowd support in the Men's Premier League. But this is fantastic from both sides tonight, in particular Azzurri. They've got hundreds of supporters in here as I look across to our right-hand side. Security's actually just making sure that there's not too many people in any given bay, given the COVID restrictions that we still have in place here.
Mate, football's alive, isn't it? And, you know, compliments to the Federation and Bruce with all the hard work and his team have put into building this. But over to you, mate. Looks a bit of an attack.
Yeah, it was a lovely ball through. A little nutmeg there on Dingle too. I think they'll come back for a couple of dollars there. And McNabb is exactly what you want to see from your front line.
Good recovery.
His defenders will appreciate that defending from the front.
You know, yep. And funny you say that. We're talking about defending from the front. Bell goes all the way back, defends, takes the ball back up. And, you know, not a lot of attackers do that, JD.
No. And I've noticed already, as the viewers at home, mate, him and McNabb seem to be in a competition about who can get their shorts higher as well.
It looks like it, mate.
I don't know what's going on there. So the ball goes over the top. One in the midfield here. Heavy work from the Embo. Oh, ball's fallen for Bell. That was messy stuff there. In the back, gone down. Great save. I thought there may have been a penalty for a push in the back, but I think the referee played advantage because it fell for Bell. He got the shot with the left foot, and credit Theodorakopoulos because that was a great reflex save.
Mate, that was a penalty. He could have called. He played on the advantage and lovely save, and that's a lifeline for Azzurri.
And as well as a lifeline, most definitely a warning. Because they won the ball in the midfield. There was a lack of communication between the midfield and the back line to clear it, and then it just fell to the advantage of Bell after some strong work from the Embo. Corner in, comfortably claimed by Theodorakopoulos. So I guess a wake-up call, and the wake-up call they needed because they've been pretty good to this point.
They have been, JD, and like I said, that's the wake-up call the team needs. A coach will be aware of that, and we'll be having some words with them at half-time.
So Paredes plays it forward to McGrath. He chips it through Vontos to his own advantage again. Can they get a GK who looks offside to me, and he is offside. Yeah, just lucky he was offside because he missed the target anyway, but he just couldn't arc his run enough there to get a GK.
Yeah, what fascinates me, GK is so quick. Why does he need to be out of, he just has to hold a bit longer, just then wait, hesitate, and he'll be right, he'll be on the money, but he just keeps being offside. I'm sure that the coach is going to be having a few words with his positional play.
Look, and he's such a good player, and at times you've got to question if his utility is actually to his own personal disadvantage because it's such an advantage to the team. But it must be hard playing 1 week at centre-back, the next week at 9, the next week at 10, the next week back at centre-back, just to get that rhythm of the passes with your 10, 7, 11 if you're going to lead that line.
Mate,
it's got to be difficult for him.
I agree, mate. And like I said, this is Azzurri side. There've been a lot of players moved around, and although they're versatile, you're right, they've got to get used to their role and the position they play, and they can't keep changing it every week.
So ball forward from Ruston Woods, one for McNabb to chase, but he's done some good body work there to his own advantage in the box, tries to get it across, and credit Edwards there. He did well to cover his ground, got that one out, stuck to his task and put it out for a corner.
Yep.
So Ruston Woods is off corner duty here, and Sulav Maskey is on, right-footed, chips it up at the back stick. Turner's the target. Doesn't quite win the header against the GK. Into Power. Looked like there was an arm raise there, but I think it was all shoulder. Turner's won it again. Tries to play it to himself and then loses it. Bit of shirt grabbing. Don't know if we quite needed the theatrical fall, but Turner was definitely grabbing plenty of shirt there.
He's actually grabbed it earlier on. He played on and then he's grabbed it, but yeah.
Well, look, I credit Alex Turner probably likes the cut of the shirts as well. He might be after one after the game. Tell him I'm sure he can buy one.
Oh, well, we'll have to ask John.
As long as he donates it to charity.
Oh, definitely. Just let's ask Casares.
So Dingle plays it across to Edwards. Edwards inside, beats 2, tries to beat 3. Got a clip of the heels there from Barry. I don't know what Warren Barry's appealing for because you clipped his heels, mate. So Sulav Maski had gained 5 metres there for the free kick, and Paredes takes the whole 5 back. He leaves it for Dingle. Ryan having a conversation with Coach John Francis, who's out of his technical area. Don't know if he's complaining about the spot of the ball or the time wasting, but some coaches are never happy. Morris. Simon Bell with a very deep wall. Just opened up the play there. Mapindiri on it now. Just measures a little chip in the general direction of a GK, but couldn't beat Niembo. Back to Dingle. Plays the ball again forward here. Lovely turn. Oh, nutmeg. Tried a second nutmeg. Just didn't come off there for Kelvin Mapindiri. Sorry, that wasn't Mapindiri. That's a Mosa. That's twice I've missed calling tonight. Sorry, mate. I won't do it a third time, I promise. Right, oh, a little bit late there from Paredes. He needs to be careful. Barry, forward to Niembo. Niembo measures, tries to slide a ball into McNabb, who switched with Sulav Maski for this last 5 minutes of this first half. He's gone out to the right-hand flank, and Maski here on the left. Niembo, plenty of time. Plays it forward in the channel for McNabb, gives him one to chase, but I think there's too much on it. And that is Mapindiri, who puts the ball out to the left-hand side. Ababor on it now. Plays it to Niakuri. Just couldn't get the ball to where he wanted it to go. Wasn't on the deck. And that was a Mosa that got floored there. No foul seen. Play on, but Barry couldn't keep it in. It's just giving us an opportunity to take our breath, hasn't it, really, Morris?
I mean, we rushed all the way here. We got straight into this, and, you played a full 80 minutes, I think, I'd say. You came off 10 minutes before, so you were under the pump.
Yeah, don't want to talk about
No, we won't talk about
me,
it.
Mate. But yeah, what a 20...
No, we won't talk that you scored 2 goals, but anyway.
No, I had 20 minutes off the bench in first grade, so I had to go and have a run with the Rezzies. I haven't played for 6 weeks, mate. Need to get some minutes in the legs.
Definitely, mate, definitely.
So Rushton Woods. He's played advantage here, and all the Hellenic players have stopped, but they had the ball and they had the advantage. Just play on. You got Bill in space.
We talked about that, playing the whistle, didn't we, earlier on? And, that's what they need to do. That you don't stop. I mean, at this level, their coach we're talking to him about that. I'm pretty sure John Francis won't let that slide.
So Rushton Woods, right in front of our commentary position here, a couple of minutes inside the attacking half. He swings the ball in now. Nice, tasty ball. This could fall for Powell. He just didn't anticipate it, and that's what James Rushton Woods is asking you here. That is a fantastic ball. He's hit 45 metres on a dime from where he would have been aiming it, and nobody's gambled. He'll be filthy.
Yeah, of course he is. And you saw the raise of the hands, how he was.
So the centre-backs are split here for Azzurri. Ababor drops short, but I don't think they're going to decide to play it out short here. Theodorakopoulos, lovely ball forward, just flat. Paredes has chipped it forward to the advantage of the Azzurri player here, Chris Aquara.
And he had to do that, he really did. He had to clear it to safety first.
And I talked about Joel Powell earlier in the game. He's got better wheels than you expect him to have there. He certainly had Aquara covered for pace on that little one-on-one.
And I guess if the strategy was wait till he gets fit and then put him in his original position out of the back there. So, but you know what? He's done his job, and we have a corner.
So Paredes swinging this one in with his right foot from the North Crest scoreboard side of the Darwin Football Stadium here on a beautiful Saturday night. Couldn't win the head there. And the ball's just going to be chipped up in again for a second opportunity. And a GK rose well. He just couldn't get there, and it's gone out for a goal kick. I thought he might have got that one on target, and it took a touch from the Hellenic player, and that's what the linesman's flagged. Because the referee definitely gave a goal kick, but I think we've got the right decision there, Morris.
Correct, yes, he has, and the linesman actually saw that, so good job for Azzurri that they got that. So back to the corner kick.
So this is a left-footed in-swinging corner now. more pressure, 3 rise. They were all there, Azzurri. They knew where it was going, and I think they got in each other's way more than anything else.
There was a bit of that.
And it's gone out fairly harmlessly for a goal kick.
And this is what it's been like tonight, hasn't it? It's just end to end. They've squandered some chances, but the first team to put those away, will actually take the advantage in the game. So. And will lead the way.
You just get the feeling, as we're heading to the 43rd minute of play here in this first half, it's going to go in at the half 0-0. You just get the feeling that it's going to do that, and then it's going to be game on the first 15 minutes of the second half, isn't it?
Exciting stuff, second half.
And a great ball forward to McNabb, who's offside.
Offside, yep.
Geez, that must have been close here, because Edwards on this near side here. I'm not sure if it's picked up on our camera shot, but he looked like he was keeping a lot of people on. He was just a little bit deep there in the line. And McNabb thought he was away, thought he'd spotted it, but just had his hand in the cookie jar a little bit quickly.
That'll be interesting to watch, like you said, in the replays.
So back to Theodorakopoulos. Has plenty of time to open it up here to Dingle. Dingle again. Oh, well one off Maskey there. He looks forward to Ajike. Ajike just flicks it in the channel there for McGrath to chase, and timely cut out there from Alex Turner. Hasn't had too much to do, but what he's had to do, he's done well, with the exception of that shirt grab back earlier.
Alex you see him switch from park, one side to another, and look at that. I mean, he's a work machine.
Probably a little bit strong there from Rushton Woods as he's knocked himself over, but still Azzurri ball. Tries to beat 2 there, Edward McGrath. Joel Powell's come out and done exactly what was needed to clean it up. Ball's fallen to Ajike, turns on the left foot, and that is an air swing. He's definitely got better than that in his locker. And perhaps that probably best sums up how Azzurri's been in front of goal the last few weeks, Morris.
Definitely. And that's an offside.
McNabb thought he was away, but just like that, that's how quickly Hellenic can attack. But he opened his body, exactly what you want to see from your number 9 there, Tigre Ajike. Put it onto his left foot. He swung at it, threw the kitchen sink at it, and didn't hit anything.
And then, coaches would like those chances. They need to be at least on target. Foot on ball, definitely, all the time.
So Joel Powell, bit of a false start there, but he'll take this one long as we've got 30 seconds to go in this first half, plus a little bit of stoppage time. It's been a very free-flowing game, so I don't expect there to be too much stoppage, and that's won by Bell to McNabb. McNabb couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet for a shot there, and it's turned over for Azzurri. Acquira now tries to take on 2, get the ball to Ajike, and he does. He opens it up for Paredes. There's so much space on this near side. Paredes has time to measure it before he puts it in. He has the opportunity to play to Abbabor, but plays it forward. Ball turns for McGrath. McGrath cuts back in. Great tackle there. Credit Kenneth Nahn for getting his body in the way. I guess that's why I'm not a 9, because McGrath, I thought he played himself into trouble. Yeah. He's turned around into 2 there and still managed to fashion a shot, but Kenneth Nahn, desperation personified, just got his body in the way.
And JD, you're spot on with that, mate. I'm just, I'm looking at the Azzurri attack, how they're turning into players. They're beating players and they're turning back into players rather than going wide the way they're facing and have a shot at goal. And that's been a big problem. So they're just actually running into the players, shooting into players. Yeah.
So this is Kelvin Mapindiri taking this. You fancy it's going to be probably the last kick of the half, as no one was in any hurry to take it. So danger signs here. We talk about the number of goals that happened in the last 5 minutes of a half, and he's played short here to Anwar Abbabor. Abbabor tries to show a clean pair of heels to Maskey, gets it back to Mapindiri. He shoots, but well done, Jeffrey Niembo, who's cleared that there, and that'll be picked up by Dingle, and it'll be just about the end of the half.
And it is.
And it is. So that's been a very entertaining first half here in now round 10 Theodore Casares Memorial Cup between Hellenic Athletic Club and Azzurri Football Club. It's 0-0 at the half. We'll leave you with a holding graphic and come back in just a moment for the halftime show with myself, John Dean and Morris Dorigo. And welcome back to Darwin Football Stadium here at Larrakia Park. My name's John Dean. I'm joined here by Morris DeRigo here for the halftime show in what's been an exciting Donate Life Cup, the Theodore Casares Cup here between Hellenic Athletic Club and Azzurri Football Club in the round 10 here of the Darwin Men's Premier League. It's been, as I said, a very entertaining first 45 minutes. No goals, but a great game to watch, Morris.
Definitely. We said at first they were testing each other out. They were looking at, different positions and players. I think they've all slotted where they should be playing, whether it's Hellenic and Azzurri. And I think, the intensity that we had first half and testing of each other and the missed chances will actually is pretty much a setup for round 2, second half.
Yeah, and certainly Hellenic built into that half. They seem to have probably more chances, just couldn't find the finishing touch, whereas Azzurri were much more direct in the opportunities that they took, trying to get that ball into a channel and forward. Do we expect more of the same from both sides, or a different...
Most definitely, JD. You look at, we said that the Azzurri forwards are turning into players if they get the word from the coach and a few instructions not to turn into players. The first chance you have a nice dig at goal. I think we'll see a few goals second half.
Absolutely, and there's plenty of depth on both benches. I put the question to you. University of Azzurri have their round 19 clash coming up on Tuesday night against Azzurri. So those two are the 5th and 6th teams to play their midweek fixture. Yep. Is there any eyes forward to that in terms of the substitutions that may come, or is that out of the question here and it's all about the cup tonight?
Look, definitely the coach is going to try and save some players because the Azzurri match is crucial. They need Michael Roditis. He's a clever man. He wants to stay in that top 4 position. He doesn't want to drop out of the 4, so that could come into play, John. Yeah,
absolutely. So we've got a very exciting second half here between Hellenic and Azzurri. We'll leave you now with the holding graphic and come back for the second half in just a moment here at Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park. So as we're ready to kick off the second half here of this Donate Life Week Theodore Casares Memorial Cup between Azzurri and Hellenic, we urge everybody here tonight to think about registering as an organ donor, or at least have a conversation about it tonight. And it's Azzurri getting us underway here in the second half, running left to right on your screen. Azzurri, Hellenic running left to right on your screen. And Joel Powell with the ball coming away here, plays it on the near side to Vrontos. Good pressure from the front from a GK. Ball turned over by Aquara. He plays the ball back to Niakuri. Back further again to Mapandiri. Good recycling of the ball here, Azzurri, but more importantly, good pressure from the front.
Definitely, mate, definitely.
Ball over the top, one to chase for Edwards. He brings it down, looks to cut inside. Back out to Ababor. Was McGrath. That was Edwards. To Paredes. Just not on a wavelength there, unfortunately, with Amosa. And it's Naan with the ball now. Maskey's turned it over, though. Again, packed defending Aquara in a foot race with Powell. This time he's got him covered for pace. Pulls it back, doesn't drop the shoulder. To Paredes. First time ball, sprayed, picked up by Barry. He looks to play away through the midfield. And a bit of a push in the back from Tigger Ajike, and this time Barry will get the foul. Maskey with a 35-metre ball over the top to Simon Bell, who wins, heads it on forward, but Jeffrey Niembo just hadn't quite anticipated that one as it goes back into the Azzurri 4. Niakuri again with the ball here to Ababor. Through the middle, bit of an errant pass there, unfortunately, from Amosa, and that'll be a Hellenic throw. Hellenic corner.
And those are the mistakes, JD, that cost you goals in this at this level, in this at this standard of football. You can't make it. I mean, obviously, credit to Hellenic who put the pressure on, but yeah, you can't afford mistakes like that in the first few minutes of the second half.
And this one will be whipped in, you imagine, from Sulav Maski, an outswinging corner at the back stick. No targets there, and it's met by a GK. Cleared only as far as Woods. Couple of slips. He tries to chip it up back stick. Not sure if Maski's onside, but he's got there. Fantastic technique across goal. Nobody gambled there from Hellenic. Nobody at all. They should have been charging onto that, because if Maski didn't get it on target, which he didn't, it was always going to fall for them, and the ball's still in the box here for Turner. Turner has put it in. So lushed at it. High, near stick. That is a collector's item from Alex Turner, because he doesn't get too many of those. Brilliant shot.
But it looks like he's had the hunger tonight to go up front, and it's paid off for him, isn't it?
And just the urgency from both sides just lacking there. The ball sort of bounced around a little bit in the box there after the corner. Nobody really wanted to attack it, make it theirs, and make a good clearance. And as you say, he showed the hunger. He got there, took the shot on, and I gave it to him in the first half about that's why he plays at the back, because he didn't know what to do. Well, he knew what to do there. A brilliant work there, Alex Turner.
Well done.
So it's 1-0 here to the Hellenic Athletic Football Club in the 48th minute against University of Azzurri. And we kick off now as the ball plays through the midfield, but cut out by Niembo. Niakuri with the throw. As you were, Niakuri with the throw again. He's looking towards a GK. A GK couldn't quite control, but managed to muscle it back on and probably won a foul there. Nothing in it, blue ball. So Maski leaves this one for Vrontos. We know he's got a long throw in his locker. He uses that. Goes all the 25 metres, but just couldn't pick out Barry. It's cut out by Ababor to Niakuri, to Aquare. Turns around. 2-on-1, though. He was never going to get down that channel, but wins a throw here for Azzurri. Niakuri spots the runner. GK's the target man. That's gone out of Vrontos. Again, it's a pink ball. Arbia Mosa had made a nice run there for the flick on from a GK. They know he's a target man, but they need more of that. They're going to get back into this here.
Definitely.
Kenneth Nahn, good presence. Won in the end by Jeffrey Niembo. And Nahn just boots it into Niakuri, and it's out for a Hellenic throw. Long again from Vrontos. A lot of spin on that ball, isn't it?
Yeah, there was. I look at the score, JD, and we look at the first 15 minutes of the second half is the most dangerous, as they say, and it paid off for Hellenic, didn't it?
Well, the first 5 minutes before and after a break, always super dangerous, and that is a very,
card here, definitely.
Very yellow card challenge from Joel Powell.
There we go. Yep.
He knew.
Yeah, of course he did.
No malice in it. I just think he felt he had to do it.
I think he sent a message, hasn't he? He sent a message, I'm here. You're not going to get past tonight. I used to be a defender. I used to send some messages, clean messages. They work. They work.
Oh, I love it, Morris. I like to think I play hard but fair, but the players I play against will probably tell you something different.
No comment.
As Paredes lines up the ball. Plenty of instructions to the three-man Hellenic wall. It's not a particularly tall wall, is it?
No, it's not. So I wonder what choice or what option he takes, yeah.
Well, it's almost inviting the shot at the near post. I don't think he'll take it on, but it's almost inviting it as Paredes just clips that one in back post. Plenty rising. A GK won it, but just couldn't get it on target. No, it wasn't a GK. I think that was a Mosa as well.
I think that was a Mosa.
Yep.
But, direct, you need to attack that ball. They happened in the first half. Same thing. They're not getting in there and getting at the end of that ball. They need to get at the end of the ball. So we'll see how we go here. Bit of pressure.
And good closing down from Aquara there. Again, both teams defending from the front. This is brilliant in terms of attitude. It's exactly what you want from both sides in this prime time Saturday night clash to round out round 10 here in the Darwin Men's Premier League. Good physical work. That looked like a handball there, but I think, again, it may have come off a GK, similar to Bell before. The ball's turned in here for Azzurri, tries to play it forward to that man, a GK. Ababor to Paredes. Paredes, good body work. Nothing in that as Niembo just clipped the heels. Barry's gone a 35-metre raking ball over the top to McNabb. McNabb one-on-one just couldn't get around his man there, and that's brilliant work there from McGrath, isn't it? McGrath stopped for some reason to measure up across when he had 30 metres to run the channel. Paredes, he won't stop. He keeps going. The captain puts it up back stick, but that'll be comfortably claimed by Kane McAdam. Hasn't had much to do tonight, Kane McAdam on debut, but geez, he's done it well.
He's done a fantastic job, JD, I agree.
So Vrontos has run that channel, and again, chasing his own ball. He's going to be miles out of position here, but appreciate the effort from the young boy, and he's put some pressure on Theodorakopoulos there, made him make a pretty rushed clearance.
Definitely. And these are the kind of things that the coach would have been talking to him about. He's got to play early balls and basically get it out early. And he was in two minds there, the defender.
So Vrontos with a long throw to Powell. Powell tried to juggle it round to his own advantage and take a shot. And I guess that's why he's a centre-half as well.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
So Theodorakopoulos just towards halfway. Hands in the back there from Naan. I think there's advantage being played here. There is a GK, though, taken down by Naan. That's 2 fouls in very quick succession.
Yeah.
Making the referee make a decision he probably doesn't need to make here, but Kenneth Naan must be walking a tightrope with just consistent fouls.
Definitely. And I was wondering, when's he going to actually, all right.
Tried to be taken quickly there by Ababor, but just couldn't pick his man out. Nicely done by Sulav Maski. And Niakuri with the throw. That's a foul throw every day of the week, but referee says no. Mapindiri tries to take on two, and he's won his team a corner. So if we line this one up, I look at the Azzurri bench here, Morrison. There's a couple of names that it can really add some pace. You've got Espoir Milk and Jax Matete. And Matete, I think it was his first game back in a long time last week. Didn't get many minutes off the bench, but the two of those can really be an X factor. And then, of course, you've got Felicio Gutierrez, who started in the game last week, but as a target man up front if they want to change the point of that attack. So some weapons on there that could be played in the next 10-15 minutes.
Definitely Espoir is my favourite to come on. See how Raditas sees it.
So again, a good area there from Paredes, but nobody there really to meet. And it's put in back again. Maskey at the back stick, he clears. And this time McNabb showing more urgency than anybody else to get to the ball. Little push in the back, but nothing doing, says the referee. So Vrontos, short to Naan. Well done from Mapindiri. Hasn't given up for a second tonight. He's done really, really well. Needs to show more of that if this Azzurri side's going to nab one back here and make a real contest of it as we enter just out of that first 10 minutes of the second half. Maskey, flick on to Barry. Athletic, but nobody there. McNabb and Theodorakopoulos wins that foot race. Up into the night sky. It's nearly come down with rain on it. Right. And it'll be a Hellenic throw. So I bet this one will go long. It does.
It does.
To Bell. Flick on to Barry. Chooses not to use Niembo at the first time of asking. Still has two on him. Played it into a channel for Niembo. That's asking some questions to get Niembo to try and chase that one down. But he's dogged in his defensive work there, and it's gone out for an Azzurri throw. So flick on from Aquara. Little handball by Niembo. Not seen by the officiating crew, and it'll be a Hellenic throw. He leaves it for Vrontos. Again, I suspect this one will be going long, Morris.
Long one, definitely, mate. He's done, what, three? He's taken three.
If it works, then don't fix it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not broken if it keeps working.
Well, you're right again, mate. There we go.
So to Woods. He heads it back into an area, but well done by Paredes. Always attacking that ball. A GK tries to control. Back to Paredes. He plays it back to a GK. They've got options here with Aquara on this near side if they can find him. Just too direct from Tiga. He's better than that. He's got so much better than that in his locker. He'll be kicking himself because Aquara was in plenty of space here if he could pick him out.
And you just can't, you don't rush those. I mean, you've got that opportunity, take advantage of it. And you're right, he's better than that.
And now Naan going back the other way with the ball over the top in that channel to McNabb. He flicks into the middle. Bell's there. Well done, Azzurri. Still Maskey, though, has it. He's so quick with his feet, left and right. Barry has time and space to turn, but picks out Maskey. He goes the first time ball. That's into the night sky. And again, another one. The two number 10s, Tigger Ajike and Salat Maskey, both so much better than their last balls.
Look, it's an ongoing battle, and I told you it's a game of mistakes, and from that mistake we're going to have a goal. And whether it's an equaliser from Azzurri or 2-0 up by Hellenic, that's this game. It's shaped up that way. It's going to be an error and then a goal.
So Theodorakopoulos finds the halfway line. Paredes and Naan. Paredes flicks on. Well done, Powell. No foul there. Ababor puts it out again to that right-hand channel with Edwards. He gets the ball to McGrath. McGrath can't control, and it's gone out for a Hellenic throw. Naan on the ball now. Barry out to Rushton Woods. Rushton Woods with the ball over the top to McNabb. He gambled on that, but well cut out there again in the back. Up to Rushton Woods. Good strong work in the middle from Ajike. Edwards tries to get it down a channel. Beat the first man, but couldn't beat the second. Picked out by Turner. He plays back
that
calmly.
Was dangerous.
Dangerous but calm, wasn't it, Morris? To Powell. Powell going on a run here. Forgets that he's the centre-back, not the left-back tonight. Still thinks he's Cafu. Puts the ball over to Barry. Good ball in the end. Powell credit. Well done. Barry measures it. Left foot. Near post. McNabb. Offside. Didn't finish anyway. No reason to be offside there, Morris.
No, look, like I said, we've worked on both sides. You really have to hold off, have a look where you're standing, and take advantage of that. Those attacking formation. But they're both playing similar games here, up front.
So Vrontos with the throw. Long again. And is. To Bell. Bell flick, lovely to Barry. Barry has time to turn, puts it back in the channel for Bell. It'll be a first-time ball, low and hard across the box. Oh, he's put it too high. Anywhere on the ground, you think McNabb scores there?
Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. But it's still in play.
McNabb measures the cross, back stick. Oh, two Azzurri players got there, one into the other. A kneeling goal, possibly a handball. I don't think it was. I don't think it was for a second. Simon Bell is appealing heavily for a handball.
I think it's just going to be a corner kick. Yeah,
just a corner here for Hellenic. Maskey again. We'll take this one here. You suspect that this will be an outswinger with his right foot, but he can hit him with both. So he's just chipped this one up in the middle. There's plenty of bodies on the floor there. Out to Niembo. Niembo heads forward to McNabb. Athletic turn, hit first time. Timely intervention from Azzurri. Yeah. As soon as he saw that, he was doing nothing but hitting it first time on the turn. Credit the confidence and technique, because I think it was on target.
Exactly. It was on target. It didn't get the touch. It would have been on goal, mate. On goal.
Ball in from Maskey. Eventually cleared there by Azzurri. Niembo still got the ball, but well done, Aquara. Just made a nuisance of himself. Bell's offside. Theodorakopoulos will claim. Back to Theodorakopoulos. Mapindiri just getting some touches on the ball there as they look forward now. Route 1 stuff to Tigger Ajike. He's got options left and right. Dummies to go. Doesn't. Big switch of play over onto the right-hand side as we see Edwards on the ball now. McNabb again, dogged in his defensive work. He's given away a foul there, but you know what? You don't mind that. I don't think it was a foul, but you don't mind that when he's run 40 metres to get there.
You know what? He's done his job, hasn't he? He's slowed everything down. He slowed play. There could have been potentially a great attack and a goal scoring. He said something to him, said something to the referee. No,
yeah, I think he agreed with me that it wasn't a foul,
yeah.
But he may talk himself into the book here with one more, because I think that was his last warning from referee Ryan. So
Ball swung in high in the night sky. They rise. Tigra GK's on that. All there. Ball's free. And there's been a high foot. Gee, it's rough in a contest. I know we've got to protect our keepers, but it was there. It obviously was too dangerous in the eyes of the referee. But, yeah, the ball's there to hit. You've got to go for it.
Mate, yeah, like I said, things have changed in the game. And like I said, you've got to protect not just the goalkeeper, but dangerous players. As soon as that foot comes up, at neck height, head height, you've got to call it just for player safety. But, the goalkeeper said, no, you're not going to shoot, even though it's a foul. You're not going to put it in the net.
Yeah, there's something psychological about goalkeepers with that ball crossing the line, isn't there? So well done, McAdam, as Powell puts this one forward to Bell. He wins the aerial duel there. Ball back to Barry. Just drops the shoulder and goes the channel. But fantastic intervention there from Niakuri. So Maskey back to Barry with the throw. 3-on-2 there, but they've managed to find a way out through Niembo. Barry should claim this again, but he's in a corner and won a corner. Harry Charles playing ball boy there, and he's passed the ball back to Maskey whilst he's warming up. No sun's out, but he's got the guns out, Harry Charles, while he's warming up. Obviously been doing some gym work he's proud of.
He looks a bit pumped up, doesn't he?
So Maskey drops it up there again. Always looked like Rushton Woods had front position there, but he just couldn't get the head on it. And well claimed in the end by keeper Theodore Acropolis. Well done, Nunn, out on the halfway line, the north crest side of this Darwin football stadium at Larrakia Park. 6-on-1, and still somehow Nathaniel Paredes nearly got front position there, Morris.
Yep. He's pretty talented there. He wins the ball when you think he's not going to win it. So, yeah, credit to Nathaniel.
And there's obviously talent in that, but, I mean, more importantly, that's just heart. That's will to win and want. I guess that's why he's got the armband. He just brings that to the team.
I agree. I agree.
So that could have been a dangerous ball in, but another sliding challenge there from Azzurri as they look to play out now. And McGrath tries to play himself out of trouble and plays it in. It ball falls to Maskey. He drops the shoulder onto the right foot. You know he'll shoot from there. That's two that have gone over tonight from Maskey. He's just a little bit off.
Yeah, look, we expect someone of the calibre of a player like Maskey to put those on target, at least in there, that force the keeper to make a save,
He's so good on both feet, left and right. And obviously got those fantastic goals. They got goal of the year in the FFA Cup a couple of years ago when they went on that run under coach Pedro Stefanidakis.
Right.
So that 4-3 loss to Wanderers, probably should have won that game. As a Western Sydney fan, I'm not too upset they did. But, you've seen that, and you've seen it on a much bigger stage than this. So
exactly.
Hopefully he gets the next one on target and tests the keeper.
And that was a lovely match, wasn't it? I mean, we put us on the map, and, that Darwin can come up with the goods in football.
Absolutely. As we see the first change of the night here, Edward McGrath coming off, and number 12, I spoke about him at halftime, Felicio Gutierrez coming on. So clearly a GK will drop back into the number 10.
Yep.
He'll lead the line, Gutierrez. And so we're seeing a bit of a changing of a point of attack here, and hopefully with a little bit more ball at his feet, a GK in that creative number 10 role, we might see a little bit more coming forward than the one-out stuff we've been seeing the last 5 or 10 minutes. You expect that's the change the coaches after?
Look, yes, and definitely they want us, they're mixing it up a bit, see what they can do, see if they can push forward and press for a goal.
So Turner down here on at centre back, and McAdam just puts that one out.
That's all right.
Wrong end of the pitch. It's not right team, but wrong end of the pitch. McAdam just puts that one out. He's clearly copped a lower back knock here, Alex Turner.
And Alex doesn't go down too easy, so there must be something concerning over here. So he's a tough boy.
And he'll be itching to get this game time under his legs too, Alex Turner. Let's hope he's all right, because he missed the first few games of the season through suspension. Obviously, he'd made the move across in the off-season from Darwin Olympic to Hellenic. Not too many players make that move, mind you.
No, they don't.
So he's come across, and then they've got John Francis has got a fantastic depth in the centre-back position. He's got that man we're talking about in Alex Turner, and Joel Powell, his partner tonight. He's got Dan Bullman, who's out at the moment with a calf injury. Who was probably their best player last season by a long, long shot, and been a very good player for a very long time. So 3 doesn't go into 2. So the last thing you want to do is miss out any game time through injury. because it'd be very hard to get back in. But there seems to be a fair bit of concern over that man we're talking about, Alex Turner here. As you say, he doesn't stay down. He stayed down there for a long time.
One would think they're going to make a change, just to preserve or look after, make sure that whatever injuries copped or it doesn't aggravate it and gets worse. So it'll be interesting what John Francis decides to do.
Yeah, well, you would expect, given the personnel they've got on the pitch, that a player like Rushton Woods might move from the full-back role into the centre-half role. We've seen him utilised there at times, and they may bring somebody else on in the full-back position if they need to. I don't think there's any noted centre-halves on their bench tonight. That man Bullman I spoke about is not on the team sheet, but we'll keep an eye on that with Alex Turner. So it's 10v11 at the moment as Turner's off the field on that far side. He's looking to the referee to come back on, who's just waved him back on, but he's miles out of position. And we're back to 11v11. So the ball's cleared out. Good solid challenge in the middle. GK wins the ball and is smashed by Powell off the ball. That is very close to being another yellow card, isn't it?
To me, I keep saying eyes on the ball, eyes for the ball, and I think the player had the eyes for the player, and you've got to really pull that up without being critical on Ryan. You've really got to clamp down on those now.
Was Powell on a yellow card?
I think he was.
I thought he was on a yellow. I may be mistaken. Apologies, Joel, if I am mistaken, but I think that must have been very close to a second, and ball's cleared by Turner, so he's clearly a little bit better than the effects he was a moment ago.
I'm sure he has got a yellow, John. I mean,
that would have made things very interesting with 22 minutes to play had Hellenic gone down a man, and particularly, as we just spoke about, a centre-half.
Correct.
Because they haven't got any centre-halves, as I'm aware of, a note on their bench.
Yep.
So the ball's gone back here for Edwards. He just puts a ball in an area that's picked out in the end there by a GK. Puts it out to Paredes. He's got Rushton Woods for company. Manages to find the pass, though. Ball's measured in by Gutierrez. Unfortunately, Gutierrez is the man you want in the box on the end of those, not the man you want putting it in, Morris.
I just don't understand that position. I mean, he should be there receiving across that way. So, yeah, I'm with you, JD. I don't understand that positional play.
So good ball away from McAdam on the goal kick. McNabb now with the ball, flicked it over for Barry. Didn't quite get the purchase on it. Another ball that didn't have the purchase on it, and Aberbor says, how about we just put a foot on it and play it on the deck. Larry Niaku gets the ball forward here to Aquare. Great run forward from a GK. It's managed to find it there, not deliberately, but it's got there all in the end. And ball forward, a GK's tried to drop it onto his right foot. Cut back Powell again. Powell's got plenty of body work, but needs to be careful. He's on a yellow, as we spoke about. A GK's in the box, loses his footing. There wasn't a foul there by Naan. Ball off the outside of the foot into an area. Barry's there, chest it down, and this will be cleared out by Powell into the centre of the pitch. Unfortunately, couldn't fashion a shot there, Azzurri.
No.
But if you don't shoot, you're never going to score.
Like we say outside the 18-yard, you have to have a dig. You have to have a crack at goal, JD, or else, you're not. I haven't seen us, Azzurri, have a shot. I haven't outside that 18, and you must. You've got to have a chance.
So Bell over the top in the channel to McNabb. He's been tireless all night in that work, and a fantastic challenge again. Well done at the back there, Kelvin Mapindiri.
And that's fascinating. Bell has been shut out of the game today, and he wants to up his goal scoring and for the golden boot, but he's been actually closed off with every attack, and credit to the Azzurri defence tonight.
Look, and for those not familiar with the Darwin Men's Premier League, Simon Bell is actually the most team player of team players. It's not about him at all, but yeah, he would love to put one away tonight and get back on that streak that he's been on. The longest streak in the league came to an end today. We had Isaac Paul for Port Darwin, was on the hottest foot. He'd scored 6 in 5 games. He'd 5 consecutive, and 7 in 6.
Yeah, 7.
And that's come to an end today. No goals for him, so we're back to square one there. But Simon Bell looking to get on the score sheet tonight. And here's Rushton Woods, measures a ball in beautifully. Barry tries to flick that up off the outside of his boot, but just can't get it in, and it goes out for a goal kick. Theodorakopoulos just chips the ball out there to Paredes. Good release from him, isn't it? Neither he or Naan wins the ball. Paredes gets it the second time of asking, but that Turner, just diligent back there. Aquara's going to put some pressure on McNabb. McAdam. I've called them both the wrong name tonight. Apologies, boys.
How calm was that by McAdam? It was just, very calm, and that's what you expect and want from your goalkeeper.
That's what he brings, and that's the difference as Powell clears that out to Vrontos between a good keeper and a great keeper. There's plenty of fantastic shot stoppers in this league, but a goalkeeper that's comfortable with both feet can play that ball out there be that fifth back is just, they're worth their weight in gold, aren't they? So he's a real addition for this Hellenic side as Maskey gets the ball back into Barry. There's two making a run. Onside, should cut this across for Bell. Does. Bell must score. Oh, I thought they were going to stop it, but that was unselfish from McNabb. I said he needed to cut it back. Simon Bell had all the time in the world and more and didn't make any mistake, Morris.
That's Bell. You give a chance like that to Bell in front of the goal. He's not going to miss it, is he? So what is that, 12 goals?
12 goals for the year, moves him solo lead now at this point in the season, one away from the Casuarina player, Mark Casemiro, who joined him momentarily, but obviously they have a game in hand, Casuarina, against Azzurri on Wednesday night, and that will be his last touch for the game. So he comes off a happy man. He would have been a very frustrated man if he came off a minute earlier.
He's got smiles there. All smiles.
Absolutely. Well done, Simon. So 73 minutes work tonight, got his goal, back in the score sheet. And it's Minoli Chiarulis that comes on to number 7, and he will probably lead the line. It'll be a straight swap. So just giving Simon Bell a rest and getting some minutes into Minoli here as they take a 2-0 scoreline now, Hellenic over University Azzurri. Play on here. Well done, Niembo. Amosa thought he'd done enough to win the foul, but just hadn't. And you can see the pace of the game now from the Hellenic players has just slowed to a walk as they get here, and it really is now on the impetus of Azzurri to raise that pace up and show a reaction from the goal, Morris.
I agree.
Bit of a hurried clearance there from Niakuri.
Well, it's what you'd ask from your team. You're 2-0 up. You bring it on. You tell Azzurri, come to us.
So just up in the air from Nan in a good area. Little handball there, but not given.
Looked like a handball, but
So Manoli's got it back to McNabb, who loses his footing. And again, it's that man Edwards that plays the ball forward to Paredes. Paredes just couldn't find the ball inside, and Rushton Woods takes it off his toes. Beats one, tries to get a cross in and doesn't. Ball forward from Ababor. Finds Gutierrez. Back to Paredes. He looks in the middle for Amosa. Amosa takes on one, doesn't know there's a second coming, but he's played well there, beaten 3 comfortably. Well done, Amosa. Ball to Gutierrez, tried to play it first time back to Amosa, sold him well short there, unfortunately. As Barry, nice touch to bring it down under his own control. Finds Rushton Woods. He's got more licence to get forward now a little bit, James Rushton Woods. And at 2-0, he's probably going to take that licence. As that's well done, Gutierrez. 2-on-1 here at the back. But Nan's got it. I don't know if they watered the pitch before kickoff, but there's been a lot of slipping over, Morris.
I don't get it. I mean, look...
As it opens up now to Ajike. He cuts inside to his right foot, plays it in the channel. Nobody's there. The run had been made on the outside. He tried to play the ball inside. Just not on a wavelength, Morris.
JD, I don't understand Gutierrez's role. He's running up down the flank. He's not taking players on. He's passing it when he could carry a bit longer. I don't get that way of play, and he's normally better than that. If you have a look, he's not taking players on, is he?
No, you expect him to be, look at just based on the size of him, a real target man for him to hit and play off with those really fancy footwork players that they've got around him coming in and taking it off his feet. But he's having to come too deep to get the ball, which is then meaning when the ball does get in that position, it's a cheeky nutmeg there on James Rushton Woods. That'll be a $2 fine there, James.
Definitely.
And Turner has prevented the corner going out, and it'll be a throw on the back of Rushton Woods. He's having to come so deep that when the ball goes into where he should be, he's not there.
No, he's not there. And I'm just wondering, like, if you've gone on, and you're basically going right up front there, you need to get someone and receive that kind of ball that he's trying to give into the centre. But I'm just seeing that the Azzurri players aren't taking on or carrying the ball into the Hellenic's half.
So balls falls for Ajike, manages to fashion a shot there, but tame really that effort.
Definitely, yep. I mean, we said we want the shot, but over to you, JD.
And Niembo shows a clean pair of heels to Larry Nakuri there. Nice ball into the area. Oh, goal!
Lovely touch.
Manoli Giaroulis didn't pull out. Credit both players, Manoli and Ange Theodorakopoulos. They both came. Manoli got the toe on it, and it went there. It hung up for an eternity before just falling in there to make it 3-0 at the back post.
JD, these are the type of goals that you got to put away. He's flicked, give it a little flick. It's gone in. It's done the job. Lovely. Credit to Manoli Giaroulis.
Reward for effort is what I call it. So, the effort plays. If you keep making those day after day, time after time, you get your reward for that effort.
Yep.
He won't tell you that he deliberately put it there, but he made the effort to get there. He deliberately touched it.
Correct.
And he got reward for his effort. Well done, Manoli.
Yep. Well done. I agree.
So it's 3-0 now with 13 minutes left to play, and it's a long way back here in this Theodore Casares Memorial Cup for Azzurri. Do we see a formation change? Do we empty the bench with subs? What are you seeing coming from Coach Raditis here?
I just think that what we discussed the first half. Raditis may be a little bit conservative against going into the Casuarina match without taking credit from Hellenic because they've taken this game and to Azzurri. But I do believe that there's also we've got a chance here,
and that'll be a corner. First game together for a while between McAdam and Powell. They just weren't on a wavelength there.
Once again,
Powell won the header, but still calmly done by Kane McAdam at the back to put it out for a corner. But going back to your point.
Yeah, just going back, going back to the point that they play Casuarina. It's a crucial match. They could they could drop down into fifth spot. Raditis doesn't want to do that. He wants to consolidate and win against Casuarina. But you know what? We've talked about mistakes, but over to you, JD, with this.
Oh, hit this first time here, Anwar. No, he's taken his time, plays it back out to Niakuru, who was just sort of stretching a second ago, so I'm not sure he'll take this on. He's played the ball in the channel to a GK. He will shoot, curves it round. Oh, McAdam.
That's a corner.
I think that's a corner.
That looked like a corner.
That would have been probably the first blemish on his card tonight, McAdam. Almost had too much time, but we'll stay with it as Gutierrez. Lovely touch. Paredes doesn't know there's anyone on his back, drops the shoulder, gets the ball across, steaming it at the back post as a GK, just didn't have the wheels to get there. Vrontos, well done. Gets the ball to Niembo. Niembo down the channel to Manoli, the goal scorer. He'll be buoyed after that goal and manages to keep that in. Oh, difficult challenge there, but play on advantage. No advantage. Easy, boys. Easy, boys. That was unnecessary there from Mapindirian. Well done, the referee, for putting that to bed very quickly.
He's lucky he didn't get a red card because that's like a strike at the neck. I mean, I hate to see when players retaliate like that. A bit harder and he would have fallen to ground. That could have been a send-off.
Yep. So just going back as everything simmer down here a little bit, and we'll see.
As I fought Espoir.
Yeah.
For Azzurri.
So Espoir's coming on. Oh, and I've sold him short here before. Apologies for Ross Bilius. He is a centre-half.
Oh, he is.
I didn't even realise he was on the bench. So apologies, mate. There is a centre-half on the bench and you're on there and you've got 10 minutes. So apologies, Ross. And it's Espoir Milk coming on. And it is that man I spoke about before, Larry Niakuri, coming off. He was stretching there before. So the question I was going to ask when you said about Azzurri taking their time now to think about next Tuesday's game.
Yes.
It's still their best 11 until that change there, with the exception of Gutierrez coming on the pitch. So it's not like they've put plenty of second-string players on to freshen their first team up. Does that start to come into it now, or is it just damage control?
I think it's damage control, mate. You got to remember that we've now they're starting. All right, over to you, JD.
He's offside, unfortunately, there. No, it hasn't been given. I was comfortably confident that he was offside there, Aquare, but we'll play the referee's call. And McNabb's made a nuisance of himself there as he's won it as well. All action stuff, but beautiful stuff. You saw what Milk's got. That was silky, wasn't it?
That's excellent. There we go.
He tries to nutmeg Jeffrey Niembo there. Doesn't get away with it, but they've won the ball all the same. And the ball comes for Ababor, and it will beat Ababor out for a Hellenic throw. So Vrontos forward. Milk to himself, but couldn't quite win it. But he's gone through the back of Sulav Maski, who is carrying a little niggle at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised to see John Francis give him a spell, particularly if he's just picked up a knock in that challenge there. But it's none on the ball to Barry. Barry's been busy. He's come into the game in the second half, hasn't he?
He has. Yeah, definitely has.
Vrontos tries to play a channel ball, flick on from Niembo. Fancy, didn't find its intended target. And Manoli one-on-one here with Paredes. He's got all shorts. That's the second one of those after Turner's done one earlier, but finds a GK, but a bit scrappy in the middle as Barry says we'll settle this one down and open it up.
Good vision, good switch.
Yeah, and lovely run there from James Rushton Woods. McNabb. Will he release Rushton Woods or cut back on the right? He does the latter. He looks again here. Narn's got plenty of time to get it across now to the right-hand side through Barry. Niembo's in plenty of space. Barry plays home to Vrontos. Should find Niembo. Geez, he sold it short there. Aquara has played it to his own advantage, but won't be able to run it down. Vrontos probably just a little bit tired. I don't think I'm incorrect in saying this is his first start, if not his second start. So a lot of minutes here. And it's Harry Childs. Put the guns away. He's got the shirt on now, Morris. He's coming on the number 4, and it is that man I spoke about, Silav Maski, coming off.
And the injury, he must be carrying some. But they have played, this has been their big week of football where they've played a few consecutive games, a few games.
Week before?
The week before.
So this week's been Mindel and Hearts.
Correct, yeah. So the week before, sorry.
So they've had the luxurious 7-day turnaround here, Morris.
Sure, sorry, mate. Thanks for correcting me there, mate. Yeah.
McNabb. That's in the box.
That's in the box.
I don't think he's pointing to the spot, I think Milk's got a card for his trouble. I think he's going to put this just on
outside,
the edge of the area.
Isn't it?
From this vantage point, it looked inside. But I think that the referee, Ryan, has said that it's outside the area.
Okay,
that'll be very interesting to see on replay.
Yeah,
we don't see the replays here in our commentary position. You at home, wherever you're watching, around the NT, around Australia, around the world, make your own decision.
You
but
be the
certainly
judge.
from where we are, it looked like it was in the box.
Just in that corner, right, Jody? Right.
Absolutely. But he's won the foul, and with Maskey off the field, I think he's pulling rank and saying, I'm going to have this one, boys.
Definitely.
James Rushton Woods, he
told
scored
them.
one in the last few weeks, and he's hit a few good ones tonight as well, but he's been told, move along, son, I'll be having this.
Yeah, he knows where he wants to put it. So
if you were a betting man, you think this one's going to try and go over the wall and in at the near stick, the way he's sort of set up around it, he looks to have a sweet right foot as well here, McNabb. So we'll see what he brings here as he stands over this one with real intent. Whistle from the referee. McNabb. Well, he's gone for it.
Yeah, he has.
But I think we needed a goal on top of a goal, unfortunately.
It's
just a rush of blood. That can happen at times when you have so long to think about it between when the whistle goes for the foul and then when you actually take the penalty or the free kick, as it was in that particular situation.
I agree, and we all overthink shots, don't we? I mean, when you're given that time, maybe I should do this, maybe I should lift it a bit. Yep.
I don't think anyone's ever accused me of thinking too much, mate. No. As we see those changes ringing now. So it is that man, Matete, coming on for Tigger Ajike. He's had a good shift tonight. And the other one coming on is number 14. That's Jojo. He played nearly a full game in reserve grade tonight as well. So it's a big ask for him to come on and really change the game in the last 5 minutes. And it's Uche Aquara, whose night is done after 85 as well. So a double change there for Azzurri. An absolute set of wheels here from McGrath, who measures the ball in. And Jojo, first time, back across, and goal.
Look at that. What a
substitution, Morris.
That was
brilliant
clever
stuff from Azzurri. No less than they deserve, but that's better because Gutierrez was where you want him to be in the middle. But
he hasn't been there, has he, JD? Now he's gone in there. They've created a goal. Well done.
But the wheels in the back line from Edwards, brilliant work from Jojo. He's just come on. I said he did 80 minutes, and that's a hard gig. So for those unaware, you play reserve grade here before you play first grade, depending on the way that the match falls. But then he's sat on the bench for the better part of 2 hours since that game's finished, and he's had to come on, and your body's stiff and sore, and his first touch is an assist. So well done. And we won't have the kickoff here in the 86th minute as Vrontos is cramping. I expect that we'll see a change coming from the Hellenic bench, and certainly we will.
Yep.
You expect that'll be the last thing that he does tonight. And I would expect that Espoir Mushigero is going to be the man that comes on, the number 5, and that'll be the substitution here. So as they slowly make their way in for this sub, we'll take the opportunity to thank our sponsors here again. Hyundai, long-term partners of football in this country, Rebel Sport, Umbro, Northcrest, looking at the beautiful Northcrest scoreboard, NTF Construction Supplies and Steel Line, and of course remind everybody to consider having a conversation with your family about donating your organs so that in the loss of one life you can extend the life of somebody else, and that's what we're talking about here tonight in the Theodore Casares Memorial Cup, the third edition played between Azzurri and Hellenic, and currently 3-1 to Hellenic, which will mean that the tradition continues of changing the holders each year, and it'll be game on next year as Azzurri try to wrestle that back from Hellenic. But well done to the Casares family. Well done, John, in particular, for your tireless effort in getting this done, and to Bruce and his team at Football Northern Territory, and of course those that Donate Life for the beautiful pink strips that Azzurri are playing in tonight. It's a fantastic initiative, and long may it continue, Morris.
Definitely, mate, and well done to all parties involved.
So ball into the channel from Powell to Barry. Barry's got the new man Matete on him. Stands him up. Matete puts it out for a throw. So, I don't know if he's got as long a throw, Jeffrey Niembo, as Vrontros. He doesn't, but it still nearly gets to the 6-yard block to McNabb. Dribbles once, dribbles twice. He's gone down. No foul. Cleared away by Azzurri, so nearly an opportunity for a fourth. But Powell, comfortably done to Rushton Woods. Back to Powell. Niembo's in space. Little flick on from Powell. Jojo's closed well there. And that's a foul by Matete, but advantage plays because Hellenic still have the ball. Back to Bilius. He puts it forward to Manoli. He's offside. Comfortably offside, and as we come back for that now, we look ahead to the next week, the round 11 fixtures, Morris, and we've talked about the fact that Azzurri have their catch-up game for round 19 against Casuarina on Tuesday night, so they've got the short turnaround from this late Saturday game, and then they back up only 3 days later against Port Darwin in what will be a fantastic clash, most likely 4th versus 5th at that point in the season on Friday night, and then on the Saturday afternoon we've got Hellenic playing against Darwin Hearts, so Hellenic with a real opportunity to build on the momentum that they've got tonight, and that'll be Casuarina against Middle Aces in the late game, as we've seen a foul screaming there. He's pointing at the ball there, Mapandiri, but he got none of it. No. So this will be a dangerous ball in from Hellenic, but absolute feast of football coming thick and fast.
Definitely. And like I said, if you look at the fixtures there and the teams that are playing, it's a change of the ladder, weekend if you like, or week.
Yeah, moving week. So we've got round 19 has been played over the 3 Tuesdays, I should say. The women play on Wednesdays, same sort of fixtures.
That's right, yeah.
And then we have round 20 played on the following 3 Tuesdays. Yeah. So it's a very busy 6-week period. Moving week, if you want to call it that way. But as it currently stands, this will move Hellenic up to back in within 1 point of Middle Aces. It's on for the minor premiership here as we move midway through the season. Yeah. And it leaves University Azzurri delicately balanced. They're 7 points away from Casuarina in third, and only 2 clear of Port Darwin, 3 clear of Hearts. So that game there has a real opportunity on Tuesday night for Casuarina and Azzurri to move away, as that's ball in there, and beautiful finish by Joel Powell. He's steamed onto that Rushton Woods cross. Yeah. And we talked about he's been a couple of times there to be picked out, but he's just wanted that more than anybody else, and a powerful finish.
The thing was, the ball, he knew, he was like, you could see he was going to score from the get-go, from the cross. So congratulations there, lovely goal.
So it's 4-1, I should say, here in the 90th. Well done, Joel Powell. Great goal.
Well done. Yeah, I agree. And this is exactly the score when they last met. 4-1, they lost to Hellenic the last encounter. So is it an omen? Is it what, was it written in the stars?
Well, they'd come off the back of a couple of draws last week. They weren't at their best, but they were frustrated. And Manoli's here. He looks here, chips off the line, just over hit. Geez, that would have been unfair. I think 5-1's too heavy a score in terms of a reflection of the game.
I agree. I mean, they've been pretty much level. They've been playing at the same, par football. But like I said, some mistakes and some good play up front by Hellenic has made the difference tonight.
But sorry, I was just going to say they really they'd probably had a frustrating week last week with the string of results, but they seem to have found their mojo here as the ball's into Manoli. He will make it 5. But we've got the ball back.
What did he call?
For a throw, I believe, on the far side, the Northcrest side of the board. Yeah, that was any later and it was in the next week, wasn't it? As we go forward to Barry, ball out again. There shouldn't be too much injury time here. We only really had 1 stoppage for Alex Turner, so you wouldn't expect that we're going to see too much more here. And Rushton Woods will take the throw. to Barry, back to Woods. He just chips it into an area, but there's nobody attacking that. And Milk gets on it. Kenneth Nunn, Powell, full of confidence, will take that one on and stick to heading the ball in the 6-yard box, Joel.
But, that's what happens, isn't it? When you score a goal and you're there, your confidence lifts and you're going to try everything that you wouldn't try, usually. So, that's a real confident player. And going back to the, Michael Roditis, the university coach, Azzurri coach, the question is, should he have taken some players off earlier and rested them for the Casuarina and the Port game, because Port's lifted their game and playing some really fantastic football. They'd be really concerned going into those matches.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see. Obviously with it being such a small competition, but there were some fantastic results for Port Darwin against Hellenic, who were top time. McNabb should finish this year. Lashes it with the left foot in the top corner. Oh, how's that? Hey, 5-1. Obviously you get what you deserve in football, but the intensity's really dropped off here from Azzurri, and McNabb just showed too much skill there, turned and just lashed that home in the top left corner.
To surrender, then that's what they've done. They've surrendered, that they've lost. That's something that the coach needs to really get back at training and start looking as, when did this collapse? When did this happen? Why are we putting our heads down? And these are the questions I'll be asking as a coach.
Sorry, the point we were making just before that brilliant finish there from McNabb was Port Darwin got a couple of draws against Hellenic, who were top at that time. Hearts then came out and got a draw against Mindle, who were top at that time. So it just shows that in this league, anybody on their day can get a result. And so Azzurri will be buoyed by that. So from that perspective, they can turn this around.
Of course they can.
They've got the opportunity, and sometimes a heavy loss like this, the best thing you can do is play quickly, and they've got an opportunity to turn it around on Tuesday against Casuarina.
Fair words.
Congratulations to all involved tonight. 5-1 to Hellenic Athletic Club as they close the gap to Mindle Aces at the top of the league against University of Azzurri. They will take home the Theodore Casares Memorial Cup. And can I ask you for a best on ground, Morris?
Best on ground? Look, I still think Simon Bell was actually a worker. I would pick it, mate. I don't want to make that call but mate, I think it was too even with key players. But my favourite's Simon Bell. Although he came off, he's just always there, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's probably 3 or 4 that deserve to be in the conversation tonight.
Yep.
Obviously all Hellenic players, but look, well done there. We'll leave you as we go to the presentation now of the Theodore Casares Memorial Cup, and we'll come back with our full-time wrap and some interviews after the trophy presentation.
And welcome back here to Darwin Football Stadium at Larrakia Park. John Dean, joined by Maurice Dorigo, and goal scorer tonight, Matthew McNabb from the Hellenic Athletic Football Club, who've won the Donate Life Theodore Casares Memorial Cup here, 5-1, comfortable in the end against University Azzurri Football Club. And firstly, welcome Matthew to Darwin. Only your second game in the league, mate. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's a bit different to down south. Still trying to get used to the conditions. It's definitely not 25, 26 degrees down there when we're playing. So, yeah, it's a bit hard to adapt so soon, but just trying to remember everyone's names, really.
Yeah, and we spoke about it in the call. Obviously, your first game was last week, which was off a short turnaround, so probably didn't get much of an opportunity to train with the team, and we could sort of see that, but looked a lot more assured in terms of the runs that you were making and the passes you were getting tonight. Fair comment?
Yeah, I copped a knock pretty early in that game, so I couldn't really run, but I thought I'd stay out there. Being a substitute, you don't want to go off, obviously, but yeah, we got a full training this week. I only got to train Thursday. The knock was pretty sore still, so but yeah, as you said, starting to get those runs and be a bit more aware of where everyone likes to play the ball.
Yeah, and last question, maybe before we go to Morris, 5 different goal scorers tonight. The coach, I'm sure, will be really happy with that, but yours was a lovely finish with a left boot in the top corner. Lashed at it, but well taken. Are you known for those?
Oh, mate, it was definitely a shank. I didn't care where it went, just sort of muscled the man and just thought I'd have a lash at it, so luckily it went in, or else it would look pretty stupid.
Yeah, beautiful.
Free kick was pretty bad, so I had to make up for it.
We did speak about the free kick. I was going to leave that one alone. But over to you, Morris.
No, it's amazing you got an injury and you can play so well, and you know it's a credit to you and not giving up and that shot there. But what does a coach say? You know, you're going into half time 0-0, you know, and then you can produce 5 goals. How does the coach motivate you?
I think we always know we've got lots of goals in us. I actually watched a couple of games before I got up here, so the team's pretty well renowned for scoring goals. So we know that's in us. We just got to get the ball on the ground and play the ball through the feed run and make sure we once we get one, we'll probably get 2. You know, so in a game like that, you just got to get the first one.
Definitely, I've seen that in Hellenic right through the season. You know, they get one, then the second, third, and then an avalanche starts. And the last question I have for you, you're trailing behind Mindle Aces. What's the plan?
Just to keep winning games, I think. As long as we can get an early goal, I think sometimes when you concede an early goal, everyone gets a bit antsy. Hence what happened last week. So they tried to get me on a little bit earlier than what I would have liked. Yeah, as long as we score first and just keep playing the ball around. We know we've got goals in us, so we're a good side when we want to be.
Congratulations tonight. Over to JD, mate. Thank you.
Well done again. So that wraps us up here, the last game of round 10 here in the Darwin Men's Premier League. We'll be back on Tuesday night for the last of the round 19 fixtures between Azzurri, the Rowdies, up against the side that you saw tonight go down in University of Azzurri. So they've got the quick turnaround to try and change their fortunes and keep their season and their top hopes alive, as we spoke about in the call, spreading them from Port Darwin and Darwin Hearts. So on behalf of Maurice Dorigo, myself, thank you again, Matthew McNabb. Thank you and good night here from Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park.